Hello everyone, I'm Diane. Welcome to my channel, Beyond the Sewing Room. So today I thought I'd share a few things with you. So what I've been doing this week is I started taking part in MeMadeMay. Now I did this when it first started a few years ago. I think it was when it first started. And I posted for the whole of the month, that month on Instagram. And sometimes that can get a little bit every day remembering to do that. So the next few years after that, I just posted occasionally. So this year I've decided I'm going to try and post every day again. I'm also going to be sharing a little roundup each week, what I've been wearing with you on here, what patterns I've used, and I'm not making new things every week for this. What I'm doing is I will share my pledge up here. So I'll pop it up here somewhere so that you can see it. And what I intend to do is there will be a couple of new makes, but these are mainly stash busting or rather scrap busting projects that I'm going to be doing. So I'm remaking things that I find don't get worn, and I'm also using up quite a few of my scraps now because I make things for my job that get sent off as pattern samples and so on. I have lots of pieces left over, so that is often sort of the odd bits down the side or a little bit left at the end, and they're gorgeous fabrics, but they're not enough to make something usually just all in that one fabric. Occasionally I can, I'm quite small and usually I can get a little top or something out of it, but generally it's just scrap pieces. So what I'm trying to do, part of my pledge this month, is to mix them in some way or use them creatively somehow to make a few new pieces and to use them up and get them out of the scrap boxes. Of course, there are other pieces that will probably get used in patchwork or bag making or things like that, small gifts in the future, but I'm going to try and use them as creatively as I can. Now, I'm also going to be sharing with you, so stick around, what I've been wearing for the last few days. So we're on day 3 now. And I'll also do that over the coming weeks, and I look forward to seeing what you're all making or wearing as well. So remember to let me know in the comments if you're taking part. So I do know that the lovely Zelda is taking part. I've been following her videos. If you don't follow her YouTube channel, go and take a look. I will pop the link below for her. Hi Zelda. And any more of you that are taking part, I would love to see. And if you've got a YouTube channel, please let me know in the comments and I will have a look at your channel too. So first up, I will show you what I wore on day 1. So I'm going to pop in an image right here. And it was the named clothing kilo wrap dress. So it was this pattern. Now I did make this for a sample piece for a show last year, and that one wasn't for me, but I loved it so much that I remade it for myself in some jersey fabric that I bought last year, and I don't think that's in stock anymore because I did have a look the other day, but it's a lovely sort of gold mustardy jersey fabric, as you can see in the image. And I made the shorter version, so I made the shorter version of it when I made it for myself, and I had that on for day 1. Then day 2, which was yesterday, we went out for the day and we went on the Monsall Trail on our bike. So that's between Buxton and Bakewell, if you're from this sort of part of England. So I'm from Sheffield. So we travelled there in the car, we took the bikes on the back and we went and had a lovely bike ride there. Now, the top that I'm wearing is from Bird magazine. And this was a scrap busting project itself, so I'm going to pop in a little bit of footage as well, just so that you can see. Pretty little shot at the end of the trail when we got there, and then we rode back. It's not very long, I think it was like 8 miles and then 8 miles back the other way, so 16 miles, so not far on the bikes really. But it was a lovely day, and the weather forecast didn't say that, but it was wrong. It said it was going to be overcast. It was actually glorious. We've just come to the end of the Monsall Trail. We're about to ride back now. Lovely sound of water down there. Birds singing. Now we're going to ride back down that way through lots of tunnels and then hopefully have a drink, a cup of tea or something. Now today we're on day 3, so today we've been out dog walking, and that's what I'll tend to be doing every day after I've finished sewing. So usually I do like to wear dresses when it's warm, but I also like to have, you know, sort of sensible things on for being able to go out in. So quite often you get to make some really pretty things, but if you haven't got anywhere to go in them, you know, all dressed up, nowhere to go, suitable, they're not always great for day to day, are they? So that's why I think this month is a really good opportunity to take a look at what you've got and how you wear it and how you can wear it differently. Today, as I said, we've been out walking the dogs and I've got on these. So again, I made these for the show last year, but I was asked if there was one thing I would like to keep, so I got to keep these trousers because they got sent back to me after the show. So these are cargo trousers. So the Maison Fauve Tromplin, and I've got them on in black today. I would like to make them in another colour. The thing is, when I made them last year as a sample, they were slightly big on me, so I've ended up altering them twice since I got them back. So I made them to a specific size that I was told to make them in, and then I was asked if I would like them, so I decided I would keep these because they'd be great for walking the dog in, taking on holiday and so on. I got them back, and then they've been sat because I've not got around to altering them because I've had so many other things to do. So I took the waistband off, I've took them in at the sides a little, I've put the waistband back on. There's a little bit of stretch in the fabric, so they were still a little bit big. Took it off again, did it again. Now they fit, but I will make sure that when I make them again that I will size down. And I don't know what colour I'll make them in next time. Be some point in the future, it definitely won't be this month. But yeah, I'm going to insert another photograph here so you can see these clearly. But they are a really nice, comfortable trouser. There's lots of details on, so they're a really in-depth make, but they're really nice. And then again, I'm wearing a t-shirt. We've got white dazzle going on here with the white. I've got a white t-shirt on. It was another one from a Bird magazine pattern, but I've really altered it beyond what it originally looked like by now, so it's more my own creation. So it was a long sleeve top, no turn-ups on it at all. It did have a wide V, so a deep, deep V that came down to the front. And I've got another top that I've probably worn on this channel before, which is sort of blue, white and black check from that pattern. This one, I altered it, as I say. I've got very short cap sleeves, I've got a little turn-up. I've done sort of a bit of a feature here where it's not just a V, it comes round in this sort of angular shape. This point of the binding is very narrow, so I've changed it quite a lot. And this is a peak cotton fabric. So these are the two handmade things that I'm wearing today on day 3. So that's it for MeMadeMay, what I'm wearing so far. Now the next thing that I wanted to share with you is going back to my pledge. So it's remaking things and changing up things that are perhaps not getting worn for whatever reason, maybe not so practical, even though I like them, and also that they've just had their time and I don't wear them much anymore, so I'm going to change them into something different. So the first one is this. Now, I did wear this a lot when I first made it. I like the material and I do like the style, but I don't tend to reach for it or wear it anymore. And it's been put away this past winter and it's not been worn at all. So this is something I made for a brand ambassador post quite some time ago now. And I sort of did my own thing and I made a sort of bagged over sweatshirt dress with a drop waist elastic that you pull up, and then sweatshirty top bags over the skirt with sort of a kangaroo pouch. That's what I call it anyway, in the front. So it's pretty straightforward sweatshirt design at the top. And then from another dress that I made, I've made this large pocket at the front, and that's the skirt, as you can see. Try not to hold it up and make the camera go crazy, but yeah. I did wear it a lot when I first made it. When I used to work in school, I wore this loads with really thick black tights, and it was really comfy and really practical for wearing in the school and with my job at the time. I don't really tend to reach for it, but what I do need, as I've said before, is more sort of plain tops. And this would be more useful if I took it apart, not completely apart, took the bottom off it, used some of the bottom to possibly make a band, and just make this so that it's just a sweatshirt and not a sweatshirt dress. So this is what I'm thinking of doing with this. I may also change the neck so it's a little open here, maybe a little vent, maybe some ruching, I don't know, or I might just leave it around neck. I've not entirely decided on that yet, but I'm definitely taking the skirt part off the bottom and it's going to be a top now. So that's one remake for this month that I'm definitely going to do soon, because although we're in spring and it's not a very thick sort of sweatshirty fabric, it's got a texture. You can see if I hold it closer. So sort of mixed fibre and sort of a thin sort of sweater make. So that's what I'm going to do with that. That's going to become a top, so a top from a dress. So not a big make, but depends how in depth I go with it. I'm going to put a band on, and I'm going to change the neckline. I'll have a think about that. But that's going to be what I do next. This one sounds easier than it was because I wanted to make it shorter, but this I also did for a pattern. It's got a gorgeous little kick pleat at the back, look, with pleats inside it. And look at that, isn't that pretty? I didn't want to lose that. So it's a pencil skirt, but it came way down past my knees. And as I've just been saying about being out every day, dog walking, I've got quite a long stride. I can't walk fast in this, even with the kick pleat at the back. With this as it is, I feel like I'm just going to be waddling along like a duck. So not ideal for dog walking, and not a length of skirt, especially in a straight skirt, that I would regularly wear day to day, because it's not that practical. So what I've done is, the zip was longer than this. I've taken about this much out of, maybe a little more, maybe about that much, out of the top of it. So sort of from the hip going up to the waist, I have cut away quite a chunk, which has meant taking quite a bit off the top of the zip. Also, I've taken off the waistband, and then once I've done this, I had to add in a bit here because I just found that wasn't fitting right anymore, because obviously I've brought it up. So I've had to reshape it here a little on the sides so that it does fit properly. And as you can see, now I'm at the point where I've pinned back on my waistband, and now that is shorter once I've stitched the waistband back on, and I will be able to walk more easily in it, so then it will get worn. So for the spring, and it's a denim, it's sort of a mustard denim, it'll be quite practical, quite a practical skirt, as long as I can walk quickly in it. So I just need to stitch that waistband back on now, and then that will be another one in circulation, ready for the spring. So not making a whole new thing, but it's remaking something that I've made and not really worn, even though I love it. So that's that. And then while I was hunting out the sweatshirt dress that was shoved to the back of the top of the wardrobe here, I realised I've got a really big piece of this jersey left from when I made a dress quite a while ago. It's quite a big piece, and I don't know why that has been neglected at the back. I think it was just forgotten about. So I am going to be making something with that, so that will be a new piece, but I've not gone out and bought new fabric. It is a piece that was lurking at the back of the wardrobe that I got sent when I was making something for a pattern and a dress, and there's a good sized chunk left there and enough to make a top. I don't know what top to make with that actually. Any ideas? Pop it in the comments below. I'll have a look through my patterns and see what I fancy. So something that I can wear with either my jeans or my cargo trousers, or maybe one of my skirts. So I'll have a think about that and I'll get back to you. I hope you enjoyed that today. Please let me know, as I said, in the comments below what you're up to, and I will be back again soon with some more sewing chat for you. Bye for now. Thank you for watching.